Hey everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you're well. Many thanks to Hooks and Needles for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. It's a knitting and crochet subscription box, but I will chat about it a bit more later in this video because I have a finished object to share with you. I have a few, actually. Happy New Year to you all. How are we doing? I hope that you're well. As you can hear, I'm not 100%. I woke up on New Year's Day with a bit of a sore throat, and then it's just kind of got worse, and then it kind of reached its peak Saturday, Sunday, and now I'm starting to feel a bit better. Today's Tuesday. So, yes, of course, the tiny one, my baby, has caught it as well today. She's got quite the rattly cough, which is heartbreaking to hear, and I feel really bad because it's my fault, but I don't quite know how I could have avoided it happening when she's just like on me all the time. So I'm trying my best. Yes, how are we all? If you're new, hello, welcome. If you're not new, hello, welcome. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. I post a new video here every single week. If you join me on Patreon in the Biscuit Brew tier or in the Chai Latte tier, you get a bonus video every week. And, if you want to follow me on socials, links can be found in the description box below, as well as links to the podcast notes. My name is Hannah. I'm a small business owner. I've been a full-time small business owner for 6.5 years now. Can you believe it? I cannot. I dye yarn and I bead weave stitch markers, and I've recently got back to kind of proper work after having 6 months off after my baby was born. So how she's 6 months old, I do not know, but we've started the fun adventure of weaning and introducing solids. We have tried broccoli, courgette, avocado, potato. None of them have been a raging success, but like I say, she is poorly. I thought potato would be a hit today, but not so much. But she is poorly, so she probably didn't fancy it. And you know what? I didn't really fancy eating for the few days I was poorly either. So hopefully she turns corner and feels better tomorrow. Fingers crossed, because tomorrow is spinach. And that is not a food that I would give to a baby. Well, I'm going to give it to my baby. I'm following like a recommendation. I'm not looking for any advice. But yeah. This is a knitting and crochet podcast, which I share with you the projects that I've been knitting and crocheting. I'm quite a slow crafter, as you will learn. I tend to get distracted by quicker projects because I need the fix of a finished object, and then my languishing whips get ignored. Just to give you a little heads up on what's been happening there. Yes, podcast notes. If you want more information, they'll all be in the description box below. I actually, as in the podcast notes, the link to the podcast notes, they're on my website. I actually want to, this year, try to be better at posting my projects on Ravelry, on project pages, because then I think it will be good for me to see what I've actually accomplished in 2024, because other people do these what I knit in 2024 videos, and I couldn't tell you because I don't know. So, shall we start with finished objects? Now, the winter weekend hats. If you're new to the podcast, I'm sorry. I don't have them to share because I finished them, I blocked them, I wrapped them, and then said, farts. I should have filmed a little thing, me showing them all off. But I wasn't about to unwrap them. That's fine. So I knit 3 winter weekend hats. I knit technically a toddler size and 2 child sizes, but I didn't get gauge at all. So I was quite a lot off of gauge because I didn't swatch, because I don't swatch for accessories. And I should have done. So I knit a toddler size, and then I tried it on my little girl, who is, well, now 6 months old, but at the time 4 months old, and it kind of fit her. So I need to sew the ends in on this. This is the winter weekend hat. So I need to sew the ends in on this. And so I was like, right, so I'm just going to cast this off here and then just cast on the child size again. So, because this isn't going to fit a 3-year-old. You know what? It wouldn't have fit a 3-year-old. So, yeah, they fit all of the children, which is great. I just knit another one this size for their baby, in blue and grey. And, yeah, we met up with them shortly after New Year's Eve. We met up with them on New Year's Eve. And all 3 were wearing their hats, which was very cute, and love to see it. Because, yeah, I use Cascade 220, which I know is a bit of annoying for upkeep because it's non-superwash. However, nice and toasty, which was the thought process. But yeah, very much enjoyed knitting these, and even though I made 4 of them, I thought it would be far more annoying than it was, but that's fine. I asked all of you what I should cast on for the Christmas Eve cast on, and I got a bunch of votes, and a lot of people said Quality Feet, and a lot of people said Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. Winter Latte, also beautiful, and I ignored all of you and I cast on a hat for Mario. Every year I knit Mario a hat for Christmas. This is already very worn. It's already fuzzy. Oh my goodness. Every year I knit Mario a hat for Christmas, and he wears them to the point where they're all stretched out, and yeah, which is lovely because it means he wears the hats, which is great. Except for the one I made him last year. He didn't like that one as much. I did the waffly stitch. He doesn't like that. He didn't say it in so many words, but he doesn't wear it very much. And he wears his 2x2 rib hats quite a lot, especially the orange one that I made a few years ago. But this is the hipster hat by Petite Knit, made out of the little grey girl. I can't remember what the colourway is. It will be in the podcast notes because I got the label upstairs. And it's on, I think, her 100% Merino DK. It's DK weight anyway. But it's just a 2x2 rib hat. Now, if you're new to the little grey girl yarn, just know, she's a UK-based dyer, just know that she is absolutely cracking at semi-solids and tonals. This is beautiful. Mario chose this colour when we were at East Anglia Yarn Festival last year. So I picked this up for him, and then I cast it on Christmas Eve, and then finished it. I finished it the evening of the 28th, because on the 29th we went to Clumber Park to look around to do the snowman walk, as in the snowman, capital T, capital S. We're walking in the air, the snowman. And Mario had the hat on. So I finished it the evening of the 28th. So yeah, sporadically knit it Christmas Day and then for the following days. And yeah, it's a nice little hat pattern. Just easy, 2x2, nice little decrease. And yeah, he's worn it a lot. It's already got a bit of a halo happening, but he likes it. And we call it Batch to Green because his business is Batch to Bakehouse, and it's kind of this green is his business sort of logo colour scheme thing. So Batch Green. He likes green. I'm currently sat on a green sofa. My tea is ice cold. This is my 3rd attempt at filming the podcast. First attempt had a coughing fit. Second attempt, I was interrupted by a baby having a coughing fit. Mario was trying to get to sleep, and she was not falling asleep. And she just kept coughing, bless her. So he brought her down for me to feed her, and then she fell asleep on me, and then I was nap-trapped, which was very cute. If he hadn't needed to do work behind me on the computer, probably just would have recorded with the baby in my lap. But that's okay. Yes, so my tea is ice cold, and there's not too much of it left. But that's fine. Right, next finished object is from the Hooks and Needles box. So let's chat Hooks and Needles, shall we? Hooks and Needles is a subscription box for those who love to knit or crochet, or for those who would like to learn how to knit and crochet. They are perfect for crafters of all levels because the projects in the boxes have different difficulty levels. So if you're brand new, you can find a project for you. Or if you're old hat, you can choose one of the more advanced projects and it might teach you something new as well. All the subscription boxes are shipped out in a set sequence. This means that when you sign up for the subscription, everyone will receive box 1, then box 2, and then box 3 in the same order, and so on and so forth. And you build on the skills that you got in the box before. The box I'm showing you at the moment is the second crochet box. I didn't receive the first crochet box because I got 2 knitting boxes and a crochet box because I wanted to see both. And this is the second crochet box. But because they always send their boxes in the same order, it means everyone gets the exact same experience. You're not going to see someone unboxing a box for January, for example, and when you sign up, you're going to get a different box because January has passed and they're shipping out the February boxes. That's not how they work. These are knitting and crochet boxes, but they also have amigurumi boxes. So the knitting boxes are for those who like creating garments and accessories. Crochet box is for those who like more home decor items, like blankets and baskets. And then the amigurumi box are for the people that like to make the stuffies. I love making stuffies, they're so cute. So in the box you will receive high quality yarn from Europe, and you will get this premium yarn in each of the boxes. You will get patterns for a variety of skill levels, the tools that you need to create the patterns. For example, I don't have a crochet hook in this box because you would have received it in box 1, but you will use the same, I think 5mm is a 5mm. You will use the same 5mm crochet hook in the next few projects, in the next few boxes. You will also get a surprise gift and a magazine with the patterns and instructions in, as well as expert tips. There are tutorial videos for every project in the box, so if you are more of a visual learner than a writing, I can't think what that term is, then they have you covered, basically. Something I love about these subscription boxes it encourages you to try something new. I'd never made something with a puff stitch before, crochet-wise. At least I don't think I have. At least not this. No, I haven't. I've done the popcorn stitch. That's different. Yes, this puff stitch was very new to me. This was the beginner pattern that I chose. I chose the pot holder, and it was very easy to follow. And sometimes when you're learning a new skill, you don't have to choose the complicated pattern. I almost made the bag. I changed my mind. We went with the pot holder, and I learned a new skill in it regardless of it being the beginner pattern, because I learned how to do a puff stitch, which is great. Something that I want to start doing more in 2025 is challenging myself to try new things. So that is what I'm going to continue doing. Steeking is on my list of things to learn. I don't know whether I'll actually do it or not. But yes, trying to crochet more is also on there. So this box came at the perfect time. There is a lot of flexibility around the subscription box. So if you're ready to take a break or you're a bit overwhelmed by all the projects that you have on the go, you can pause your deliveries and resume them when you're ready. And you can cancel your subscription at any time, hassle-free. And yeah, so if you want to do the knitting one and you're like, cool, I'm done doing the knitting one, I want to change it to the crochet one, you can do. It's perfect for those of us who are a bit flexy with our hobbies, let's say it like that. So if you're a slow crafter like me, you can pause your boxes and then you can just pick right back up where you were. Delightful. That's the other perk to everyone having the same order. There is a very active online community around hooks and needles. There is a Facebook group with over 6,500 crafters. There are a dedicated support team available if you've got any questions regarding the box, regarding anything that you think is either wrong or something you're confused about. And in the Facebook group, you can also ask questions if you're stuck on anything in the patterns. And someone else in there would have made it, so they'll be able to walk you through it and help you out. Please check the description box below for the subscription link, or use the code cornerofcraft20, that's all lowercase, to get 20% off your first box. Let me show you the pot holder that I made. So like I said, the project that I chose to make was the pot holder, because I almost made the bag, and I was like, I've just made a bag. They're going to be sick of me making bags. Let's make a pot holder, because they're always useful. And I have enough yarn to where I could make another one if I wanted to, or as in leftover, or anything else. So this is just a puff stitch pot holder. It's very nice. One thing I will say, this yarn, quite splitty. So I didn't get the first crochet box, so I didn't get the crochet hook. So the crochet hook I used was this one from Pedro's Plaques 5mm crochet hook, which is beautiful crochet hooks. You know, use what you have. And I don't know if maybe with the hook that you get in the box it will catch less, but I did find this yarn to be quite splitty and quite catchy. But it could also be that I crochet quite tight, so I just loosened up. I loosened up a bit and then it kind of was a bit easier. But I love the colours of this. And the puff stitch was fun to do, not too annoying. I thought it would be quite annoying. And yeah, not too annoying at all. So thank you so much, Hooks and Needles. Don't forget to check out the description box below for a link to sign up and get 20% off your first box if you want to. And if you don't, that's also absolutely fine. Thank you so much, Hooks and Needles, for sponsoring this podcast. And thank you to all of you for supporting the sponsors, because it encourages them to come back to me, which I really, really appreciate. Because, yeah, it's got a little hooky thing too, so I can hang it. Delightful. The only other thing that I think I finished that I haven't shared with you are on Mario's feet, and he's gone out for a walk with the tiny one before it gets too dark, and so I can record this. Those stripy socks that I knit him for Christmas. He got 2 pairs of socks on Christmas Day, and then he got this hat shortly after Christmas. This isn't even blocked yet. I should probably block it. Now it's off his head, but who knows. Anyway, yes. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is just a granny triangle shawl using a Schöppel Zauberball in the, I want to say it's beetroot. Who says beetroot? The same people say Waitrose. In the beetroot colourway. Was it beetroot? Oh no, or was it fuchsia? I can't remember. It was gifted to me when I by one of my knitting friends when I was living in Frankfurt, and I just made this with it. You know what? At the time I was like, this feels like a waste. Feels like a waste to use this beautiful yarn on something like this. Just a granny triangle shawl. But you know what? I've worn it quite a lot. I've worn this shawl a surprising amount because it's quite light. It's not particularly warm. It's just nice. Adds a bit of to an outfit. So that's what we're rolling with. I think that is it in terms of finished objects. I think that's it. Shall we chat whips? Let's chat whips. Let's do new whips, because that's more exciting. The 2 things I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you my field day cardigan because I'm not frogging it. I just haven't had time to sit down and work out where I am, and I thought I would, because I was like, Mario's off for 2 weeks. I'm going to have plenty of time to do that. Forgetting that then it's been Christmas. And also it's black yarn with fluff, and so don't really want to do it when it's too dark to work out where I am. And that's when the tiny one goes to bed. Obviously is when it's dark and she's not, and her routine's been disrupted, which means she's just been napping on me a lot more. And then we've been seeing family loads, and all of a sudden the 2 weeks are up, Mario's back to work, and I'm starting work, and I haven't touched it. So the Fernweh shawl, also not going to show you that, because once again, haven't touched it, because I've been doing this, and I finished Mario's socks. I finished them like the 22nd. It's very close to Christmas. It was getting a bit tight, and yeah. No, let's do old whips. Let's do the only whip that I've been actively working on, that you've already seen anyway. So this is my tiny little squares blanket. Is that what it's called? So I had done this bit. This bit was already done. All these ends sewn in. These ones up here aren't. But I'd done this bit. So then I had done a lot of this one. I definitely put in a stitch marker. Yes, I was up to here. So part way through this square. So I've done these. I've got to, so this is me using my 2023 Lofty Loops advent calendar. It wasn't a fade or anything. It was just in a fun random order. And so I'm now through all 24 days, and so I'm now, when I line it up, trying to just put different colours next to each other, so it's not too matchy-matchy. The first 24 days were in the order of the Advent, and then beyond that we're just going balls to the wall and having fun, because that is what life is about. So I think this was the last day 24, and so from these ones we're just, yeah, having a party. And then I've picked up all the stitches down the side and I've started this border, but I've actually run out of my undyed yarn. I've got more upstairs, I just need to cake it up. And we were watching Rivals. It's very good, isn't it? There's a lot of nudity, but it's very good. Rivals is very good. And so, yeah, I've popped a little stitch marker in to hold the stitches, but yeah, I ran out of my undyed yarn, so I had to stop there, which was, you know, a bit annoying, but also fine. The one thing I don't understand is that it tells you, first off, I sewed on all my ends on the right side. It's a blanket, I guess it doesn't really matter. It tells you to pick up this side down here. And then it also tells you later on in the pattern to do that border later. So maybe I didn't. So what I'm thinking I might do is just have this be the border on the other side. And so my ends are all underneath. And then rinse and repeat with this one. And just attach it on that side, and then I'll be able to pick up the border around the edge. I don't know if that makes sense, but in my head that makes sense. Essentially this border's on the wrong side. I realised a lot with what the problem that I have with podcasting at the minute. I'm out of practice because I put stuff on my lap and then I'm looking at it and talking about it, but you can't see what I'm looking and talking about. That is not helpful to you, so I'm very sorry. I'm making the conscious effort to try and fix that, but obviously I've not sewn in any ends on this one, and all my ends are on the wrong side if I have this be the front, so I'll just have to poke them through, sew them through, sew them in. It's not the end of the world, I don't mind sewing in ends, but yeah, we're making slow and steady progress on this. If you're unaware, my goal for 2025 is to try not to buy a bunch of new yarn. Now, I did buy some new yarn before the new year came, before Christmas. So, yes, if you're on Patreon, you would have seen that yarn that I bought, because I got a bit excited. But I really want to continue to try to use stash as much as possible, because I think it will be better for me to use up stash than it will be to just keep buying more yarn to add to my stash to then not knit with. Anyway, so next up, living in my, what's this called, emerald fibres? Can't remember. They're not making anymore, this project bag. I love this project bag. I got it from Woolin in Dublin, the yarn festival. So I've cast on another, I know you're sick of it, Ulster, so I haven't learned how to say it, cardigan by the Knit Pearl Girl. The only difference with this one is I have not done the Andalusian rib. I've just done stocking stitch. But this is obviously for my baby. I've knit the 6-month size. And this fun yarn, I wish I'd bought another ball. This fun yarn is from Poundland. It's Hobby Essentials gorgeous baby yarn in the baby pink colour, but it's like this really fun rainbow. And the sleeves are going to be odd. I've accepted it. Have I? No. I'm telling myself I've accepted it. I also messed up the rib a little bit because I was distracted. So the pattern says do X amount of rounds of rib, or X amount of rows of 1x1 rib, and then before you do the tubular cast off, you're meant to do like some slip stitch whatever for 2 rows. And I completely forgot to do that and just started doing my tubular cast off, being like, I love having tubular cast off on baby knits because no one ever sees it, no one ever appreciates it, and it ultimately doesn't matter, and the baby won't know, but I think it looks great. So I was doing it, and then I got sort of about here, and I thought, I forgot to do my extra rows. So the rib looks shorter than it should, But at the same time, I'm fine. It's a baby cardigan. I'm fine with it. Yes, so I need to pick up the sleeves and the button band, and then we can sew little rainbow buttons on the cardigan. And she could be a little brightly coloured rainbow girl. I am not a beige mum, as I'm sure you can imagine. They're saying that I wear quite a lot of black. My baby wears lots of colourful things. Not to shame people who choose to dress their child in not colourful things. I just love fun, colourful things. And yeah, this yarn is really pretty. It's 100% acrylic. It's DK weight. It says it's at 150 metres per 50 grams. Who knows? It said the Aran weight was the same meterage and whatever, so I can't say for certain. But it's 100% acrylic. It's quite soft, made in Turkey. And was £1 a ball. Delightful. I have gone back in Poundland to buy another ball because I was worried I was going to run out. I don't think I am. I've started the new ball when I did the bottom rib, so I've got 2 sleeves and a button band to do. I think I'm going to be okay. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, that is that done. I'm using high sharps. I've taken the cable for my next whip. I try not to do that too often. 4mm needles, which I've taken from my field day cardigan. I really try not to do that. I have 1 set of interchangeable needles, and I try really hard to like keep the needles on the projects so I don't cast on too much stuff. And then from Wool Warehouse I bought myself a 100cm 40-inch cable so I can cast on a new jumper, so I can come back to my field day cardigan at some other point in time. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I don't know. Anyway, final whip. I think this is my final whip. I don't have any socks on the needles. What is wrong with me? We have a half object. It's black. I'm meeting up with a couple of friends post-Christmas. This is post-Christmas, but it's like our Christmas meet-up. And one of my friends is re-entering her emo phase. And you know what? I love it, and I applaud her for it. Who doesn't need an emo phase in their mid-30s? So I decided to knit some black fingerless mitts for her. Just sort of spare of the moment. 2 nights ago I cast them on. Yes, 2 nights ago. While we were watching Slow Horses. And yes. This is what they look like. I'm worried I've done the thumb too long. She's shorter than me, so I'm worried it's sort of going to sort of... But she can always push it down. These are the Timeless. It's a Pearl Soho pattern. It's a free pattern. It's these are the Timeless mitts. It's a hat and a mitt pattern. But these are obviously just the mitts. I'm using Stash. You weren't expecting that, were you? You weren't. You're like, Hannah, you bought new yarn for this. I haven't. This is Rowan Pure Wool 4-ply. My mum gave this to me so long ago. So long ago. I don't know what colourway it is. It doesn't say. Is SH the colour? Yes. 00404. It's black. 100% superwash wool. Doesn't say what flavour of wool. And it's not too scratchy. I think it's going to block out a little bit softer, but it's not scratchy. 160 metres per 50 grams. And this mitt used... I didn't weigh the ball before. I've weighed the ball after. I have 28 grams left. So I'm going to be able to get 2 mitts out of 1 ball, and then I can make myself a pair as well. Delightful. I think when I make myself a pair, I'll knit them a bit shorter. I actually did post this on Ravelry. I did post it on Ravelry. I should check. I knit 35 rows after the purl row to thumb increases. So yeah, after there's a purl row down here, you can't see it because it's black. And I knit 35 rows before I started doing the increases for the thumb gusset. I think if I were to do it myself, I might do 20 rounds. 20 rounds, maybe. But yeah, this is deep, deep stash. Like I say, my mum gifted this to me ages ago to make myself something. and I was going to make myself a hat, and then I didn't. Now they're mitts. So yeah, I think they're going to be well received. I've sewn all the ends in. I had a bit of a bit that had been chewed by some kind of, I'm guessing, insect. But I haven't encountered it again, so hopefully it was just sort of a one-off. But yeah, all the ends are sewn in. I can unpick it and knit a slightly smaller thumb, but I think it will be fine. I think I have small hands for my height. My friend is short, but I have small hands for how tall I am. I'm not massive. I'm 5'7". I don't know what that is in centimetres. But I don't know. Do I what kind of height energy do I give? It's difficult to know. It's always a shock when you think someone's tall and then you meet them and then they're not. Or you think someone's short and then you meet them and they're not. I was at East Anglia Yarn Festival 2 years ago. Not last year, the year before. And someone who watches my videos came up to me and said, "You don't look like you do in your videos." And I was very confused by that because I literally don't use filters on my camera. As you can see, spotty Muldoon. And I don't edit what I look like. This is my face. And then I realised, like a while later, it's because she was shorter and I feel myself front on or from above or whatever. She was looking at me upwards, so she would have got much more chin. So yeah, that's probably why I look different, because I was being seen from a different angle to the angle she was used to seeing me at. Anyway, so that is living in my, the little grey girl, not sponsored at all, sushi bag. I love this bag, my little sushi bag. And I'm using 3mm higher. They don't seem to have 3mm higher sharps interchangeables, so I'm just using normal higher. I don't seem to notice too much of a difference, I'll be honest. And I do have another whole ball of this, so I might make myself some matching fingerless mitts, just in black, because fun. I feel like a black fingerless mitt is a timeless piece. So, yes. Is that everything that I've been working on? I think it is. I don't really have anything else interesting to share with you. I am back to work now. I'm going to be vending at East Anglia Yarn Festival in March. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much to everyone who signed up to the chai latte tier. I did thank you in Monday's video, but just in case you missed it. Thank you. I was a bit blown away. If you missed the video, if you missed it, I've got a new tier on Patreon, and you get 3 mini skeins a month. I dye them and ship them to you, and more people were signing up than I thought. I'll check numbers. I'm not ashamed. I thought maximum 20 people might sign up or upgrade their membership. I thought maximum 20 people, and then slowly over the year, I would just have people sort of trickling in. And I was like, 60 mini skeins a month, that's very manageable, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden I checked and it was 40 odd, and I thought, oh God. And then I checked again and it was 50, and I thought, I need to put a cap on this. Because otherwise it's going to get out of hand. So I've capped it at 59 technically. Yes, because then I can keep a set for myself. So yes, I'm going to be dyeing up 180 mini skeins. I didn't want it to get too out of control. So far it is full, but if anyone drops out, that will obviously open up the space, and yeah, so. And who's to say, after a couple of months I might be like, this is very manageable, let me open it up. But I didn't want to oversubscribe myself to doing too much as I'm trying to get back into work, and Mario and I are trying to work out how this is going to work with him looking after the baby and me working and breastfeeding and blah, 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 blah. So, yes, we're just taking it slow, trying to work out how we're doing and what we're doing and whatnot. I haven't finished any books recently, haven't read any books recently. I lost my Kindle down the back of the bed. I've since retrieved it, but it does mean that my night reading paused because I would forget until the tiny one was asleep. and then I didn't really want to go rummaging around in the bedroom and potentially waking her up. So that's annoying. Mario bought me this book for Christmas. Ooh. Bought me this book for Christmas. You got it from 5 Leaves in Nottingham, which if you are in Nottingham, go visit 5 Leaves. Lovely bookshop. Beautiful. It's down next to Primark. Sort of tucked away. You wouldn't know it. I mean, they've got an A-board outside, like pointing down the alley. Really lovely bookshop. But he got this book, which is about someone who committed murders and someone investigating. I don't know. I'm jazzed to read it. Anyway, it's a beefy book. But I haven't finished any books recently, so I kind of need to get back on into reading because I really enjoy it when I do it. And then I sort of fall out of doing it, so I need to fall back into doing it. And yeah, I've just started prep for East Anglia Yarn Festival. I've started making stitch markers for that. And my mini skeins arrived today for dyeing up, hopefully Friday, if everyone feels better. By everyone, I mean myself and the baby. So far, Mario's, touch wood, Mario's not caught it. But hopefully I'm going to be able to dye up those mini skeins on Friday. And yeah, the Mars Singer's back. Traitors is back. January Telly is back, baby. Don't get me wrong, the Mars Singer is terrible. It's really bad, but I love it. And Traitors is fabulous. Please don't post anything about this week's episodes because I don't know when we're going to be able to watch them because they're on at 9 o'clock at night, which is my bedtime. And yes, so please don't post about anything that happened in Traitors and be like, I'm so glad that Flillalala got killed off, because I'll be sad. But yes, I love Traitors. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. How was your December? How was your Christmas time? If you don't celebrate Christmas, how was your end of December? How was New Year? Let me know. Did you knit anything? Did you cast on anything new? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Would you be interested in a video of me talking about my plans for my business in 2025? I feel like I should have posted it already, and I didn't. I feel like I've missed the boat a little bit, posting it in the middle of the month. But I didn't really want to do too many videos in this. Anyway, let me know if you would like to hear that, see that. I will love you and leave you before the troops return. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be delightful. I have the tentative goal of 100k. Now, I don't think I'll hit it this year, but I would love to hit it at some point in the future. That would be lovely. I do also know that a lot of people who have subscribed to this channel no longer watch this channel because they subscribed back when I was making tutorials. And I no longer make tutorials, but it would be nice to hit 100k, just cause I've been doing this YouTube game for a very long time. I posted my first video on YouTube back on the 1st of January 2008, and yeah, that's on my old YouTube channel. Now I'm back. Now I'm here on my new YouTube channel, and I've been posting here consistently since May 2014-ish, I think. It would be lovely to hit 100k, but if I don't, that's also fine. My goal is to be consistent with uploading, both on here and on Instagram, because I've been terrible at posting on Instagram. And saying that, I don't think I've posted on Instagram yet in 2025, so I'm already failing my own goal. But it's never too late to start. Anyway, if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be lovely. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs down button if you didn't. Leave me a comment letting me know why you didn't, if you didn't. And if you made it this far into the video, please leave me a teapot emoji. That would be delightful. It's going to be part of the secret club. The teapot club, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, if you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below, along with the link to get a percentage off your first month of hooks and needles. That link is also down there, as well as the discount code. If you would like to sign up for that, that would be lovely. But if you don't want to, That's also absolutely fine. Thank you once again to Hooks and Needles for sponsoring this video. I'm going to go before I lose my voice. Thanks for watching, everyone. You are an amazing person. You are a fantastic person, and I will see you very soon in my next video, whenever that will be. Bye. Next week. It'll be next week. It's always next week.